Now that the virus is pretty much behind us, we seem to be all rushing out and trying to get back to normal, whatever normal is. And I find people are starting to drop their prices. They're rushing to get their employees back. They're rushing to get back into business. But was leaving business the right thing to do? What do I mean by that? Well, none of our clients actually stopped doing business. Yes, some of them were not essential services, which means they could only concentrate on doing social media marketing or concentrate on helping clients, um, which means they signed more contracts in the past 60 days than they had in the previous 90 days because the focus went from working on the job site or building pharmacies or doing interior design or repairing cars or whatever the clients were doing, or even bed and breakfasts, even hotels as clients, even restaurants as clients. They didn't slow down, they sped up marketing. So in other words, we were working with a company that was about to lay off 300 employees, another one 700 employees, another one over 1,000 employees. Instead of doing that, we retrained all the staff to do social media marketing. In other words, instead of working 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day like they normally would, we would tell them which posts we wanted them to comment on to send that post viral. So now everybody is involved in the bottom line. Everybody now is in the marketing department, which they should have been in the first place, right? When you design a well-designed business blueprint, and when you design job descriptions, the first description on the job description is whatever needs to be done in order for the company to make a profit, right? That should be the very first line on any job description. Whatever needs to be done to make sure the company makes a profit so you can have a job, right? This is why you're paid a salary. If you're paid a salary, it's to make sure the company makes money. Yes, it could be for sweeping floors. It could be for, driving around a forklift. It could be for, doing renovation work. Could be for installing windows or whatever it is. But the first line on your job description is always to make sure my company makes a profit. So we utilize clauses like that in extreme situations like this virus, or if there's negative press associated with your company, or if there's a major competitor that opens across the street and wants your market share, or whatever it is, right? You have to unite all the employees and create all this horsepower under your company to get out of whatever hole the company happens to be in. So some of the conversations going on LinkedIn right now, trying to get back to business as usual, and scrambling and now doing a lot of spamming to try and catch up from um, where they lost focus, or where they were. See, to us, and keep in mind, we were told about this virus by President Obama in 2014, Bill Gates in 2015. So we were told this many, many years ago. And besides, even if we weren't told, we still need to design a business to prepare for every eventuality, whether it's a virus or negative press or a competitor that wants your market share, or your product becoming obsolete. You have to create R&D, you have to have internal training programs. I mean, you have to do everything. So if you had a well-designed business, you never suffered through this virus problem. In fact, it gave you a huge boost. Most of our clients were reporting, like I said, increased contracts signing, revenue up as well, because you have to have multiple sources of income, right? I was speaking with a client a couple of days ago who has 90% of his income from one client. Even though he says, yeah, that's a problem, but it's a problem he's been facing for the last 20 years and hasn't really done anything, right? It's only a matter of time. And I'm surprised, some other company hasn't said, hey, why is this company giving millions of dollars to this one company. Why don't I go after that? And we're literally talking millions and millions of dollars of contracts. And that's why he can focus all his efforts on one client. I mean, think about that. How many other situations are you missing? Because if you don't know your competitors have all their eggs in one basket, why are you not exploiting that? But that's that's a different conversation. But we're talking about business as usual, right? I see a business, a well-designed business is like a Formula One car, right? The the engine is the aggressive marketing system. And the aggressive marketing system in simplest terms is how to create deep, meaningful relationships. The transmission is the sales department. The brakes, are the different systems. So these are basically what the analogy is for a company. And you're going around the track at 200 miles an hour, and the virus hits. Now all your competitors go home and go watch Netflix. You're still going around the 200 miles an hour. Now you're gaining market share, right? Now your competitors are home watching Netflix or in the pits, whatever you want to call it. And now there's no competition for your clients. Now your marketing dollar goes up. I mean, the return on your marketing dollar now is multiplied by 10. So this is one of the major reasons why our clients received a great return on their investment. I'm actually, I mean, I'm not sorry that people died, but I'm sorry that the virus is ending, because what it tells us is we're losing our competitive advantage. So here's a question for you. Are you ready for the next pandemic? Are you ready for whatever happens with your competitors? If they want your market share, are you ready for them? Do you have a strategy? Do you have a written strategy in place so when something happens, it goes into immediate effect? Because if you're caught with your pants down, now you have to come up with a strategy. In stress mode, you're going to make the wrong decisions. And this is why a lot of companies are going bankrupt right now, because they didn't prepare for this, which is a shame. I would love to hear your comments below. Tell me how you're prepared for the next pandemic, how you're prepared for the next challenge. Looking forward to reading your comments. Thank you.